All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops at Great Millstone for teaching us this truth and ruling well. Peace and blessings to the Young, putting on as the elect, striving for perfection, that crown of righteousness by being obedient to what is written inside these scriptures. Shalom. This is your brother Kasai at GMS Austin. Just wanted to go into this account, Bel and the dragon, Daniel being thrown into the lion's den. You know, it's an account to boost faith and everything. And in the times in which we living in, man, we have to have a lot of faith. All right, and so these scriptures and what the Lord has given us, man, is to boost our faith and these accounts and everything. All right, and the faith that we've been given, the faith in Yahweh Shai, man, is the ultimate weapon on this earth. You know, we operate with that weapon. You know, we can overcome anything. The scriptures say, man. All right, we can overcome anything with Yahweh Shai. So I'm gonna get some precepts, jump into this account, and perfectly this will be edifying, uplifting to the body. Started off here in Romans 15:4. It says, "For whatsoever thing were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience, all right, and comfort of the scriptures might have hope." All right, things get uncomfortable in this world. We're gonna have to suffer, but through the scriptures in which we're given and hope and what they say, how things are gonna end up being, man, it's a we're prisoners to that hope, right? This is what we're focused on in the time frame in which we living in, what the Lord has in store for us. So we concentrate and giving our focus to things not in this world, but things that are out of this world, things that are coming. All right, which is this word, man. All right. This is James 5:10. It says, "Take my brethren the prophets who have spoken in the name of the Lord for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience." It says, "Behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercies," man. So, man, when we read these accounts, all right, they'll boost our faith, strengthen our walk at the end of the day, man. And not just to be able to say, I know this and I know that. No, it's to build up our character for these things that are coming upon this earth. Things are going to increasingly get worse and worse, more uncomfortable, right? The Lord is cutting off all ego and all pride and keeping us in that lowest state for a reason, man. Because, man, we're going to be casted up and be thrown into prisons. We're going to be killed, and all sorts of persecutions are to bestow upon the men of the Lord, man, that are operating in His truth. As all the men of the Lord have to undergo and go through. All right. This is Hebrews 4:2. It says, "For unto us was the gospel preached, as well as unto them." So other men have heard this gospel as well. The good news. All right. Well, we have hope inside of. Okay. Being able to repent through the blood of Yahweh Shai, the kingdom coming to this earth, ruling in that righteous kingdom and everything. Man, we have hope in these things. The Lord has created us with faith, ultimately. And those certain men are going to have that understanding that, man, these things are going to happen. All right. And some men are not. So this is Hebrews 4:2. It says, "For unto us was the gospel preached, as well as unto them. But the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it." So, man, we heard what the scriptures said, and it was being mixed with faith. So now we're not only hearers of the word, but doers of the words, because we have learned these things. And so now we operating inside of these things. Okay. Let me grab that right quick. This is James 1:22. It says, "But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves," man. So you being a hearer of the word, it's not enough. You have to be a doer of the word. That's stepping out there in faith and handling business at the end of the day. All right. This is Isaiah 59:15. It says, "Yea, truth faileth, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey." And the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, saw it, and it displeased them that there was no judgment, man. So when you are doing what's written inside these scriptures, you can prepare yourself for temptation, prepare yourself for persecution. All right, for righteousness' sake. That's what's getting ready to happen unto you. Because once you become that child of light, you're operating in the light. You're not operating in the dark. You're putting off that old man and you're being a new creature. And Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right, and being rooted inside this gospel. All right, and it's going to show. So this is Psalms 1:1. It says, "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly." So you turned away from the wickedness that you see happening on the face of this earth. All right, you walking with the workers of iniquity and darkness and everything. You're not doing those things anymore. All right. It says Psalms 1:1. It says, "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of the sinner, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful." Man, so you're not part of the congregation of the dead. All right, you're part of the congregation of the living, because we serve a living power. All right, our power is living, not like the gods of Egypt, which are all dead, made by man's hand and everything. These gods can do nothing for you. So the people who serve these gods are dead like these gods. Let's grab that right quick. I believe it's the book of Psalms 115:5. It says, "They have mouths, but they speak not. Eyes have they, but they see not. They have ears, but they hear not. Noses have they, but they smell not." All right. "They have hands, but they handle not. Feet have they, but they walk not, neither speak. They through their throat." It says, "They that make them are like unto them. So is everyone that trusted in them," man. So the gods that you are serving, the Negroes, Hispanic, Native American, Indians that are in that darkness, they're serving dead gods, man. All right, and so that for that reason, they are dead just like them. This is Deuteronomy 4:28, because ultimately it's a curse. It says, "And there ye shall serve gods." Where's there? Babylon the Great. All right, this world in which we living in. Okay, it says, "And there ye shall serve gods, the work of man's hands, wood and stone, which neither see nor hear nor eat nor smell." Or did our fathers worship at the end of the day? All right. So this is what the 2/3 of the individuals are serving and worshiping, but the men of the Lord, who have eyes to see and ears to hear, that are of the living, they're serving that living power. All right, Psalms 1 and C2. It says, "But his delight is in the law of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and his law doth he meditate day and night," man, on his word. This is what strengthens us up and gives us that firm foundation we need to be able to withstand and withhold these things in which we got to go through. All right. 3 says, "And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper." It says, "The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous," man. So if you're in the congregation of the righteous, you're not going to be in the congregation of the dead. The congregation of the dead is for the dead, and the congregation of the righteous is for the righteous. So there's things that is required of you to be doing. And 6 says, "For the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish," man. So the way of the righteous is walking after Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay? The way of the dead is walking after Esau Edom, who's going to perish, who's set for destruction at the end of the day, man. All right? But I want to jump back here into this right here and kick it back off. This James 5:11. It says, "Behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy," man. So, man, we hope for a new heavens and new earth. All right, we hope for those tender mercies to be forgiven of our transgressions and our iniquities and things that we've committed, man. All right, and we operate as we should be operating and following after Yahweh Shai first and all the other mighty men that he's set for an example, so that we can learn from. I'm jumping to this Bel and the dragon, and everything. And let's see him start. I'm gonna start at 1. Now let's see. Yeah, I start at 1. All right. Try to do a quick read and some commentary on it so we can get context out of it. So this is Bel and the Dragon, New Revised Standard Version update. All right, 1 and 1. It says, when King Astyages was laid to rest with his ancestor Cyrus the Persian succeeded to his kingdom, Daniel was a companion of the king and was the most honored of all his friends. Now the Babylonians had an idol called Bel, and every day they provided for it 12 bushels of choice flour and 40 sheep and 6 measures of wine. The king revered it and went every day to worship it. All right, but Daniel worshiped his own power. It says, so the king said to him, why do you not worship Bel? He answered, because I do not revere idols made with hands, but the living power, who created the heavens and earth and has dominion over all living creatures, man, as we've been talking about. We serve the living power. So right now we can apply what Daniel was doing and saying to our lives, man. We serve a living power. All right, we're not going to serve any dead gods that's made with the hands of man. And 6 says, the king said to him, do not think that Bel is a living power, a living God. It says, do you not see how much he eats and drinks every day? And Daniel laughed and said, do not be deceived, O king, for this thing is only clay inside and bronze outside, and it has never eaten or drunken anything. And 8 says, then the king was angry and called the priests of Bel and said to them, if you do not tell me who is eating these provisions, you shall die. But if you prove that Bel is eating them, Daniel shall die, because he has spoken blasphemy against Bel. Daniel said to the king, let it be done as you have said. All right, this is faith. 10 says, now there was 70 priests of Bel besides their wives and children. So the king went with Daniel into the temple of Bel. The priests of Bel said, see, we are now going outside. You yourself, O king, set out the food and prepare the wine and shut the door and seal it with your signet. When you return in the morning, if you do not find that Bel has eaten it all, we will die. Otherwise, Daniel will. Okay, it says, so who is telling lies about us? It says, they were unconcerned, for beneath the table they had made a hidden entrance, through which they used to go and regularly consume the provisions, man. And this is just like America, Babylon the Great. It's all tricks, schemes, and robbery, These fake gods and these fake idols it reminds you of a scene in The Wizard of Oz, when they had the little midget man standing behind the curtain, speaking into the microphone, making his voice to be all boisterous, loud, and everything, but he's just a little dweeb at the end of the day, man. All right, so they're just boasting themselves up and putting pride and ego all in themselves. And this is how Babylon the Great operates with much pride, man. All right, and Daniel is showing the king and proving that, man, this place is not to be worshipped. All right, as we are. We're proving that the gods of this world are not to be worshipped. Nothing in this society of the Babylonians is alive. All this stuff only equals death, and it's dead, man. All right, it's Daniel's 1, and let's see, 13. It says, 14. It says, and after they had gone out, the king set out the food of Bel for Bel. It says, then Daniel ordered his servants to bring ashes, and they scattered them throughout the whole temple and the presence of the king alone. It says, then they went out, shut the door, and sealed it. It says, with the king's signet, and departed. During the night, the priests came as usual with their wives and children, and they ate and drank everything. It says, early in the morning, the king rose, came, and Daniel with him. It says, the king said, are the seals unbroken? Daniel, he answered, it says, they are unbroken, O king. As soon as the doors were opened, the king looked at the table and shouted in a loud voice, you are great, O Bel, and in you there is no deceit at all. It says, but Daniel laughed and restrained the king from going in. It says, look at the floor, he said, and notice whose footprints there are. It says, the king said, I see the footprints of men and women and children. It says, then the king was enraged, and he arrested the priest and their wives and their children. They showed him the secret doors through which they used to enter and consume what was on the table. Therefore the king put them to death and gave Bel over to Daniel, who destroyed it and his temple, man. All right. So, man, this place is going to be handed over to us. You know, when the Lord Yahweh Shai comes to destroy it, man, we're going to be destroying this place as well. And these temples and these fake idols and gods and everything else like that. All right, of this world. All right, we'll continue on. It says, now, in 23, it says, now in this place there was a great dragon that the Babylonians revered. The king said to Daniel, you cannot deny this is a living power, a living God. It says, so worship him. Daniel said, I worship the Lord, my power, Yahweh, for he is living God. Okay? It says, but give me permission, O king, and I will kill the dragon without the sword or club. The king said, I give you permission. So, man, Daniel said, I serve the living power, you know, from the heavens and earth. Let's grab this. This is Jeremiah 10:10. It says, but the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, is the true power. He is the living power and an everlasting king. At his wrath, the earth shall tremble, and the nations shall not be able to abide his indignation. Okay? Righteous judgment that's getting ready to befall on earth. It says, thus shall you say unto them, the gods that have not made the heavens and the earth, even they shall perish from the earth and from under these heavens. It says, he hath made the earth by his power, he hath established the world by his wisdom, and hath stretched out the heavens by his discretion. All right, our power that we serve, Yahweh, all right, is the true living power. Okay, and just going into what Daniel had said. So this is Daniel 1:23 and 25. It says, Daniel said, I worship the Lord, my power, Yahweh, for he is the living power. But give me permission, O king, and I will kill the dragon without the sword or the club. King said, I give you permission. It says, Daniel took pitch, fat hair, and boiled them together and made a cake, which he fed the dragon. The dragon ate them and burst open. It says, Daniel said, see what you have been worshiping? It says, when the Babylonians heard about it, they were very ignorant and conspired against the king, saying, the king has become a Jew. Because, okay, at the end of the day, the king is listening to Daniel, and Daniel is proving that all their false idols are just that, false, fake. All right. It says the king has become a Jew. He has destroyed Bel and killed the dragon. Okay, and slaughtered the priests. It says, going to the king, they said, hand Daniel over to us, or else we will kill you and your households. Okay, so this is what's happening once this place is proven wrong. Once this place gets proven wrong, they're going to want to lay hands on us, man. All right, they're going to want, this is when that persecution comes, man. This place is not proven to us wrong, but we've proven this place wrong. All right, and we showed that this place is nothing but it's nothing but a whorehouse. It's nothing but hell at the end of the day, and all their gods are fake. And our power, Yahweh, is coming to destroy this place, and who is the only true power, you know. So it's going to be made evident that, man, we serve the true power, as the scriptures talks about. Then they will know who my servants are. You know, is that 2nd Ezra chapter 16. Okay, it says, and this is Luke 21:12. It says, but therefore all these they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. All right, this is part of the persecution and the things we're going to have to go through in the time frame in which we're living in. All right, let me see. 16. Then they shall know. And I know this is a little lengthy. And get these points. Let's grab it right here. 2nd Ezra 16. Jump to about 70. 2nd Ezra 16 and 70. So once the truth comes out, all right, that the Hebrew Israelites, the Negroes, Hispanic, Native American Indians, have been telling the truth that Babylon the Great is going under. It is not a power. Okay, this place was set up by our power, Yahweh, just for a moment, just for a time, and now he is destroying this place. All right, so this is Second Ezra 16. Once they understand this, man, it's going to be chaos, nothing but hell on the face of this earth. Let's start at 68. It says, for behold, the burning wrath of the great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. It says, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden under foot. It says, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. It says, they shall be like madmen sparing none. Okay, they pissed off, they mad. All right, we told them that it's time to pay up for all the things that you've done on the face of this earth, Esau. All the heathen that's touched the apple of the Lord's eye, man. All right, it's time to pay, your judgment. Drink of that cup of wrath the scriptures talks about. All right, Second Ezra is 16 and 71. It says, they shall be like madmen sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. 73 says, then shall it be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. All right. So we being tried as the gold in the fire is part of this, ministry, part of the walk, part of the faith, being a doer of the word, understanding that these things are faithful and true, that the Lord has written inside these scriptures, and they're going to be manifested. All right. So back into this Bel and the Dragon 1 and let's say 24. Let's see 26 again. It says, but give me permission, O king, and I will kill the dragon without the sword and club. And king said, I give you permission. Let's drop down to 29. It says, going to the king, they said, hand Daniel over to us, or else we will kill you and your household. The king saw that they were pressing him hard, and under compulsion he handed Daniel over to them. 31 says, they threw Daniel into the lion's den, and he was there for 6 days. It says, there were 7 lions in the den, and every day they had been given 2 human bodies and 2 sheep, but now they were given nothing, so that they would devour Daniel. 33 says, now the prophet Habakkuk was in Judea. He had made a stew and had brought broken bread into the bowl, and was going into the field to take it to the reapers. It says, but the angel of the Lord said to Habakkuk, take the food that you have to Babylon, to Daniel in the lion's den. Habakkuk says, sir, I have never seen Babylon, and I know nothing about the den. It says, then the angel of the Lord took him by the crown of his head and carried him by his hair with a gust of wind. He set him down in Babylon right over the den. So he transported him. So there's going to be a lot of transportations going on in these days in which we live in by these angels, man. When things get hectic, it might be all the way at the last minute. Things get crazy. They ready to persecute us and destroy us and everything. Lord, will send a prophet, by an angel to deliver us up out of there. 37 says, Habakkuk shouted, Daniel, Daniel, take the food that Yahweh has sent you. Daniel said, you have remembered me, O Yahweh, and have not abandoned those who love you. So the Lord will remember us, those who love him. All right. The scriptures say, 39 says, so Daniel got up and ate, and the angel of Yahweh immediately returned to Habakkuk to his own place. So transporting him back to where he was at. And 40 says, on the 7th day, the king came to mourn for Daniel. When he came to the den, he looked in, and there sat Daniel. The king shouted with a loud voice, you are great, O Lord, the power Yahweh of Daniel, and there is no other besides you. It says, then he pulled Daniel out and threw into the den those who had attempted his destruction. All right. And they were instantly eaten before his eyes, man. So all those who wanted to see our downfall, the prophets, the saints, all the wicked, at the end of the day, don't matter who it is, if at the end of the day, the recompense is going to fall back upon their head. They're going to be the ones getting eaten by the lions and everything, being destroyed by these calamities and disasters and everything. These teeth of wild beasts, as the scriptures talks about, man. All right, because at the end of the day, it's all in the Lord's hands. All right, so get this in closing. Get up out of here. This is Isaiah 2:20. It says, "In that day a man shall cast his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which they made, each one for himself, to worship to the moles and to the bats," man. And that day, speaking of, is the day of the Lord's judgment, indignation. All right, that's going to come upon this earth. These people are not going to be serving Babylonian gods for much longer. All right, they're going to have to bow their knees to our power, Yahweh, man. As the scriptures say, every knee shall bow, every tongue shall confess at the end of the day, man. So, just wanted to do a lesson going into faith, going into persecution, going into hard times, and which we going to, we are there, going into Daniel being thrown into the lion den for his righteousness, and not being afraid to stand up against these fake false gods out here, man. So with that, perfectly just edifying to the body, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakach Wadash. Double honors to our apostles, elders, and bishops at Great Millstone for teaching us this truth and will and will. Peace and blessings to the Akiyam, Pitanon, as the elect. Shalom.